The bus stop on 5th Street wasn't a place people noticed. Every morning, Chicago moved fast. Horns echoing between buildings, commuters glued to their phones, coffee cups warming tired hands. But on one corner, just outside an old pharmacy, one man always sat still. Faded army jacket, weathered boots, back straight, like he was still standing inspection. Most people walked past him without looking twice. His name was Daniel Hayes. To strangers, he looked like another forgotten veteran. To himself, he was just a man trying to make peace with silence. Daniel had served 2 tours overseas. Years earlier, he led a small platoon through dust, heat, and nights that never really felt safe. He came home with medals in a box and memories that didn't stay there. After his wife passed and his construction job dried up, life slowly unraveled. One missed bill turned into many. One bad month became a year. And eventually, Daniel found himself sleeping wherever the city felt a little less cold. But even when everything else slipped away, one thing never changed. He still watched over people. Every morning, he bought a small coffee with whatever change he had. And every morning, he gave half of it away. No speech, no attention, just a quiet gesture. One winter morning, a young nurse named Emily noticed him for the first time. She had just finished a brutal overnight shift, 12 hours of alarms, exhaustion, and too many patients. As she walked toward the bus stop, she saw Daniel handing his coffee to another man shaking from the cold. Emily stopped. "Sir," she said gently, "you need that more than he does." Daniel shook his head with a soft laugh. "Ma'am," he replied, voice calm and steady. "You don't stop serving just because you take off the uniform." The words stayed with her long after the bus arrived. The next day, Emily brought him a blanket. Daniel thanked her, and within minutes, he wrapped it around a man sleeping nearby. Emily couldn't believe it. "That was for you," she said. Daniel looked at her, eyes kind but tired. "Back in the army," he said, "we learned something simple. Nobody gets left behind. Not in the field. Not in life." Emily went home that evening and wrote a short post online. Nothing dramatic, just a picture of an old veteran at a bus stop who kept giving everything away. She didn't expect much, but by morning, thousands of people had seen it. Comments poured in. "My dad was like that. Reminds me of my grandpa. Where is this bus stop? I want to thank him." Within days, strangers began stopping by. Someone left gloves. Someone else brought a warm meal. A high school kid stopped to salute him before catching the bus. Daniel always smiled, but he never kept anything for long. If someone nearby needed it more, he handed it over without hesitation. Word spread across the neighborhood, but Daniel never acted like a hero. He just listened. People started sitting next to him, sharing things they didn't tell anyone else. Layoffs, divorces, loneliness. And Daniel would nod, sometimes offering a single sentence that somehow felt heavier than a long speech. "You're stronger than the moment you're in," he told one man who just lost his job. "Hard days don't define you," he told a teenager who felt invisible. It wasn't therapy. It wasn't advice. It was presence. One evening, Emily and a few local volunteers found him a small transitional apartment. Nothing fancy, just a clean room, a bed, and a window that looked out onto the street. Daniel moved in quietly. No celebration. No headlines. The next morning, though, something new appeared in the window. A handwritten sign. "If you're having a hard day, come sit with me." And people did. A firefighter stopped by after a rough shift. A single mom came in just to talk. Even a business executive in a suit sat down one afternoon and admitted he hadn't slept properly in months. Daniel listened to every story like it mattered, because to him, it did. Years passed. The bus stop became a small symbol in the neighborhood. People started leaving coffee there for strangers. Kids learned to say thank you to veterans. Acts of kindness multiplied in quiet ways nobody could measure. Daniel never chased recognition. But one spring morning, the city placed a small plaque near the bench where he used to sit. It read, "In honor of Daniel Hayes, a soldier who never stopped serving." When Emily saw it, she smiled, because she knew the truth. Daniel didn't change the whole world. He changed moments. One conversation. One cup of coffee. One person at a time. And sometimes, that's how real heroes fight their last battles. Not with weapons, but with kindness that refuses to fade. So the next time you see someone sitting quietly on a corner, remember, you never really know the wars people have survived, and you never know how far one small act of kindness can carry someone forward. Because service doesn't end when the uniform comes off. Sometimes it's just beginning.